Hey, Coach Mandy Green here from Busy Coach. Today, I want to teach you why you might be losing a lot of time and energy in transition moments. Thank you for being here. Please share this with your friends, subscribe, right? All of that YouTube stuff. So when I say transition, you might be thinking offense to defense, defense to offense. Nope, get X's and O's out of your head. What I want to talk to you about is something I learned from this book, High Performance Habits, Brendon Burchard. Amazing book if you haven't read it yet. But what he talks about is all the transition moments that you go through every single day as you work in the office. Moments that if you don't take better control of, it's going to cost you a lot of wasted time and energy. So by transitions, for example, I mean, when you walk into the office and sit down and open up your inbox or start working on something, that's a transition moment. You finish up a recruiting call, end the call, dial another recruit. That's a transition moment. Or you finish practice and, now you go back into the office. That's a transition moment. You get the idea, right? Our days are comprised of a series of transitions. According to Burchard in this book, every day people lose tremendous amount of focus, will, and emotional energy by poorly managing transitions. So you also, I think, are going to lose the benefit of greater mental and physical stamina throughout the day. So I love the idea of being more aware of transition moments when they're happening. And then if you can change the way you shift from one activity to the next, you can significantly increase your focus, reduce your stress, improve your overall productivity, right? And ideally get your work done faster so you can get home and be a mom or be a dad or do whatever you do, right? So before reading this book, honestly, it never even occurred to me to improve my transitions from activity to activity, but it makes sense, right? So this is what Burchard recommends in this book. So as you move from one major activity to the next, he says to try this. So sit there, close your eyes for like 2 minutes, right? It doesn't have to be super long, but repeat the word release in your mind over and over. So as you do, you're commanding your body to release any sort of tension in your shoulders, in your neck, in your back, your face, your jaw, right? You're releasing tension and releasing all your previous thoughts about what you were just working on. It doesn't have to take long, right? A couple minutes. But then once you've kind of released your previous thoughts, we need to set intentions for how we're going to show up for the next task, and what are our intentions, what are objectives, what is the result we're after for that next thing, right? But it's, even again, eyes closed, you could say, again, focused. It could be, movement. It could be, just thinking, what is your intention for this next activity? What is going to help you bring your A game to this next thing versus just going from thing to thing to thing. And, by the end of the day, your energy is going to be super drained. But imagine, for example, again, you just finished up, like an example I used earlier, you finished up a recruiting phone call. Your next activity is to maybe set up a Zoom call with a parent to talk about the cost of your school. The transition between the two, again, don't just jump from call to call to call. Release your previous phone call. Set the intention, think through who is the person that I'm trying to connect with. What is the objective of this phone call that would end up making it an amazing phone call, right? But just repeat, release until you feel the tension, right? Leave, and then set intentions for how you want to feel, right? With that next activity. Super simple. I started this release tension, set intention activity before and after workouts. I do it before I pick up the phone to call a coach, before I start doing email, before I go to a virtual workshop. Right after I finish one YouTube video, I release tension, set intention for my next video, right? Or when I'm ending work and about to go out and hang out with my family, right? So now that you know how this practice works, you can imagine there are dozens of transition moments you could apply to your day-to-day work as a college coach, or with recruiting. It's a super simple activity. There's a ton of more great ideas in this book, things you could do, but when you practice this deliberately throughout the day, it's going to help you better manage stress. It's going to help you gain more presence and improve the quality of the work that you're putting out. Right? It's remarkable, the power of this simple exercise. I'd love for you to try it. If you want my help talking through some of these things, reach out to me at Mandy Green CPS on Twitter. You can connect with me at Busy Coach on Instagram. Email me at mandy@busy.coach. Would love to help.